Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody that has joined. Yeah, we're about to do this and we're just going to start off. So, for the sake of those that are going to be joining for or catching up on the replay, I want us to just go right in. For those that are going to, hey, thank you, Coach Ekwase, for joining in. For those that are going to be catching up on the replay, I'm going to be going straight in for your sake. So you can drop in the chat room where you're connecting from. You can drop in the chat room the nuggets that you caught that you want to share. You can do all of that right there in the chat room. But we're just going to go right in to it. So today we're going to be looking at embracing imperfection, learning from mistakes to build a better tomorrow. Most times people just say, mistakes, learn from your mistake, learn from your mistakes. But then you hear some people say that sometimes it could be difficult. Yeah, some of those mistakes could be quite difficult as in they are irreversible mistakes. So you're wondering, okay, learn from it, but how do we correct it? What can be done about it? So today is not about learning to correct the mistakes we have done, but to learn from whatever it is that we term as mistakes. Yeah. So my name is Unwa Diuto. For easy pronunciation, we'll just go with Coach Unwa. Yeah. And I appreciate you all for joining in. I appreciate you for coming in and watching this video. Thank you. This is your first time here. You are highly welcome. Do well to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Thanks for watching. But if you've been coming, then I appreciate you greatly. I am an advanced integrative practitioner, meaning that I'm a life coach and a psychotherapist. There are many other things written right there, but that's the major hinge that we speak to. So I work with, well, majorly anybody, but I have a bias for parenting and the adolescents, to be able to help the adolescents feel understood and be able to live their best lives, and for parents also to feel fulfilled on this journey of parenting. Yeah. Mistakes. Is it a bad thing or is it a good thing? What exactly are we going to term mistakes as? Are mistakes bad? Are they good? What exactly are we going to term mistakes as? So we could say mistakes are simply an action or a decision that produces a result that is not intended. Meaning, we had a desire, we had something in our minds that we wanted to see, something in our mind that we expected to have achieved. But at the long run, that's not what we're achieving, that's not what we're seeing. So we now say, I made a mistake. But most times we've been programmed in life to see mistakes as a bad thing. So when somebody say, it was a mistake, the first thing you hear is, God forbid. Oh, I reject it. Oh, it's not my portion. And we begin to look at it as something very evil, something that should not be mentioned around us. But I want us to change the lens through which we view mistakes from. That's the aim of today. The aim of this webinar is not to correct the mistakes we've made. No, but is to learn from it, to be able to change the lens through which we are viewing mistakes through. We want to be able to tweak it a little bit and begin to see mistakes as is an event. So you tagging it as good or bad, well, is the lens through which you are viewing it. So if something that you intended to happen if it gives you over, meaning probably you made a business, you went into a business and you were expecting to make 1,000 naira probably from that business, and then you made 5,000 naira from that business, would you still term that business as a mistake? Because it didn't give you the intended result. The result you were hoping for was 1,000 naira, but then it gave you 5,000 naira. Are you likely to term it also as a mistake? Or is it only when we see something less, then we say, oh, that one is the mistake? So today, we just want to change the lens. Let's tweak it a little bit. And somebody will say, even if you say mistakes are part of life, mistakes are things that we go through every day. We should learn from our mistakes. What of the mistakes that are irreversible? The mistakes that it has happened and then there's no going back on it, or sometimes could be fatal. What of those type of mistakes that keeps hunting us down, that keeps pulling us down and holding us bound? What of those type of mistakes? And then we are wondering, okay, what do we do with those type of mistakes? The major point of today is to change the lens through which we're viewing it. Now, this that you see on your screen is a canvas from an artist. Yes, it's black. Pitch darkness. Yes, it's very black. So you're seeing the right thing. And then you're wondering, this artist, you've watched this artist and you have spent like 20 hours watching this artist. And this artist have been on this thing for like 20 hours, and all the artists have been doing is just black. And it's a mosaic art that this artist is doing. Yeah. And all you are seeing is this. What will cross your mind the first time when you are just seeing this for 20 good hours? In fact, I, for one, I think I'm going to say, well, this, you're fake. I don't think you know what you're doing. You definitely must be a fake, for 20 hours, and this is all you could produce. But on a second thought, I'll be like, okay, maybe it's meant to be a sad painting, or is connoting something lonely, something sad or dark. Maybe that's the vibe the painter is going for. Yeah. And then fast forward 3 days later from this day of meeting the artist. And then this is what it is that you are able to see from the artist, as in the painting or the art that the artist has put up. This is now what you are able to see. And all we were seeing previously was this part. Yeah, just this dark part besides the mosaic painting in itself. And this painting, looking at it, you are like, wow, this is what this artist have been going for. And mosaic is made from broken plastic, broken ceramic or glass, majorly glass most times. And it has a lot of jagged edges, like you can see from this. A lot of jagged edges around it, and not pointy, and not so smooth, and not so wonderful. But you find out that from this now, and he has started the mosaic of life. This, we could say, represents our life. And look at how everything has come together in this beautiful art piece, looking so wonderful to behold, unlike what we were seeing before. The pitch black, the darkness that we were seeing previously. Beside, unlike this that we were seeing, this now is giving you what this lovely piece of art. He has spent days in it, putting it all together nicely, putting it together to produce this beautiful piece. And if this represents our lives, we could say that the jagged edges and the sharp pointy ones, any pointed one that you could see, or the dark ones around that you can see, represents the mistakes in quotes that we have made in life, or represents the not so good moments in our lives. And then the colorful parts that you can see, or the smooth parts, just like the middle circle that you can see there for the strings, that is also glass. Yeah. And that we will say, oh, and the orange parts, the blue parts, the light orange, the yellow, we'll say, oh, we could connote the successes and the joyful, beautiful moments in our lives, in quotes still. And then you say, no, I don't like all those my bad moments. I don't like all those my my bad choices and the mistakes in quote that I have made in life. I want to go back in time and I want to change it. Oh, if I had an opportunity to go back in time and make those changes and correct all my mistakes, oh, I will so do it. And then we decide we have an opportunity to go back in time to take all the imperfections from this picture, all the imperfections of the jagged edges, the pointy ones, the ones that are not seemingly so good. We remove them. If we remove these imperfect pieces, the mosaic, the whole picture, the art will lose its depth, it will lose its character, and it will lose its story. It will lose its essence. Can you imagine what is left if all that we can see is the yellow middle part and the orange and blue? Is that blue or is that purple? If that is all that we are left with in this art, and no more the other pieces that seem to us as rough, jagged, and pointy, and you know, would we still have this beautiful art that we have here? We've taken away its essence. We've taken away everything that makes this art, or everything that makes this art beautiful to behold. We've taken it all away. Nothing else is left of this because we just want the beautiful moments from it. That's all we want. We just want to see the beautiful moments that it comes with. We have created something totally different. But every one of us, we're unique. Unique, and we are on a journey, life's journey. We are running a different race. What life will deal with you or deal you with is different from what life is going to pose to me. On my own lane, everybody driving on their own lanes. And on my own lane, I might be meeting with different things in my life. And you will be meeting up with different things in your life. But what makes you you are those bumps you meet on your way. What makes you unique? What makes you are the different things that you meet along your way on life's journey. That's what makes this piece beautiful. The combination of the jagged edges, the not so beautiful parts, and the beautiful parts, the one that it seems to the eyes very beautiful to behold. That's what makes you you. You, this beautiful body of art. That is what makes you stand out, and that's what makes you unique. So why go back in time to say, I want to take them all away? You're going to be losing the essence of you. To remove all of that means to take away what has molded you and what has made you, groomed you to be this you. I'm of the opinion that we are where we are today because of the many choices that we have made so far. And everything works perfectly fine and perfectly well to bring us right here where we are now on life's journey. Some might have had it very terrible, in quote. Some might have had it not so terrible, in quote. We are yet the judge. We are yet the ones saying, oh, you've had a beautiful life, or oh, you've had such a very, very bad life and terrible life. We are still the ones tagging it the names that we tag them. So I want us to change the lens of regret, the lens of shame, the lens of guilt, the lens of pain through which we are viewing mistakes. And I want us to put on the lens of growth. I want us to be able to view mistakes from a lens rather of growth. Mistakes are a natural part of life. Can you imagine that if a baby learning to walk, falls after taking his first few steps, and then decides that never again am I going to walk? I will never walk again in my life. What becomes of that child? But as a child, as childlike as they are, and as the Creator wants us to be, as often as you fall, you get up and you keep moving, unflinched by the mistakes in quotes that we have just made, or the setbacks that we meet along life's journey. We just keep moving. We learn from it and we keep moving. We take the best out of it and we keep moving. Learn all it is that you need to learn as you keep going on life's journey and you keep moving. It's a growth process. You're on a journey. It is making you, it is forming you. Very true. Coach Ekwese says the child will never walk, and that's the truth. That child will never walk, will never learn to walk. That knee will never learn to be strong. The bones on the leg will never learn to be strong and to be firmly put on the ground. So, for everything we meet on life's journey, it is simply forming us, it is making us, it is making us to become this beautiful work of art that we are. So, I want us to begin to see mistakes, in quote, as just an event to grow from. So, it is neither good nor bad. And this neither good nor bad, the first time I heard it, it took me aback. I was like, what do you mean by life events are neither good nor bad? It just is. I said, what do you mean? Things happen that are good and things happen that are not good. So it means somebody loses a loved one, then we just say, oh, it just is. But really, it just is. The person dying, you don't know what is going to bet. But we have generally accepted it in these climes as it's being what's it called? We've accepted it as it being bad. We've accepted it as it being negative. But if we should pause and say, okay, what has this death of this loved one taught me? What has it built in me? What have I learned in the process where I grieved, where I mourned, and where I missed this person? What have I learned on life's journey? You'll find out there are several things that we could pick along the way. So you want to begin to see it from the lens, change your perspective. Change your perspective of the way we see mistakes. Change your perspective. Then you want to reframe, reframe mistakes. Don't see them. I want you to begin to see it as a valuable experience. Again, I'm still using that child that will refuse not to walk, as in I'm never going to walk again. If that child has said so. But the child falls and is willing with all the energy in that child, willing to rise up and take the next step again. The child is not giving up. The child is willing to continue. Oh, I'm going to go on. I'm not giving up. I will keep doing this. The child is willing to keep taking chances. But because of the several programs and the way we were nurtured, we've been told and we've been taught, we've been programmed to believe that mistakes are bad. We've been programmed to accept mistakes as a very bad thing. In fact, in some climes, it's an abomination for you to make a mistake. So you want to begin to view it differently. You want to begin to see it from a different lens. So I want you to reflect on a mistake that you've made. Any mistake at all. It could be from, oh, I yelled today when I said to myself I wasn't going to yell again, or to, oh, this marriage, I hate my spouse. I don't know what I'm doing in this marriage. Or this job, this career, this job that I got. Oh, I do not like this job. This was such a mistake in my life. Whatever that mistake might be, or a bad investment, whatever it is. I want you to think back on that mistake and how did it make you feel in that moment or every time you remember it. Each time you remember it or in that particular moment, I want you to think back and how does it make you feel when you remember it? Or when it happened, how did it make you feel? And what emotions did it come with? Did it come with pain, fear, regret, guilt, shame? Did it come with all of that? You want to process it and then try to change that lens of pain, change the lens of shame, change the lens of guilt, of regret, change that lens and briefly put on the lens of growth. And then you answer the next question. What could you learn from it? What has that mistake taught you? What has it taught you? Is it all bad that we can't find a positive in it? Or is there something positive about it that we could hinge on so that we could change our perspective of it? What has it built in you? What has it built in you? So now we want to learn lessons from it. We want to change our perspective, the way we view mistakes. We want to begin to change it all, the way we see it. So, because the guilt we feel, the pain, the regret, the shame, it keeps holding us back and it keeps us stuck in that mistake in quote. We will not be making any progress. Then we begin to live in the blame mode. We are looking for who to blame. We blame this person, we blame that person, we blame the society, we blame the environment, we blame the government, and then we blame ourselves. We keep blaming, finding who to blame, and then we remain comfortable. But it's holding us bound. We're not moving forward. We're not making any progress because we keep blaming this person or blaming the next person, and then it's holding us bound. The regret, the shame. This reminds me of a client I once had. Have been permitted to share this, so I wouldn't be going really into detail, but she was raped when she was young, pretty young. She was raped, and for a very long time, she lived with that shame, she lived with that guilt. She regretted that incident for a very long time. And then she met me and she came in for some sessions, and we we got talking. We got we had several sessions, and she believed that that event was a very bad event. There was nothing good about that event. There was nothing I could tell her. And it was, but it was a process. We went through that process gradually and gradually. As she kept healing time after time, she came to the point where she was able to begin to view that incident as not necessarily bad in itself, but she was able to find the good in it. She focused on what that incident birthed in her and what it built in her. Do you know that this girl, before she came to meet me, she was able to spot a predator who was grooming a prey from a mile away? And she's able to tell the parent of the child, watch your child and hold your child. And then she will keep following up with that predator till she's able to catch that predator red-handed. These were things she had done by herself, but she never saw it as anything positive. She never saw it as anything that she was doing that was good. She was just like, nobody coming after me will go through what it is that I went through. And for somebody to now say that, but that one, she's trying to still live life and all. Guess what? She got pregnant from that incident. Yeah, that incident, she got pregnant from it. And she kept that child. Till today, you will hear her. In fact, for every session, she would say that she was so glad that she kept that child, because that child was the best thing that happened to her and the best decision that she made. So she didn't hate the child, she didn't resent the child. She did at first, but then she grew to love the child. The child to her right now is like the comfort that she has. So she had to begin to change her lens from pain, from shame, from guilt, and she started viewing it from the growth lens. And she was able to embrace this that she had helped many other girls do. She had taught parents and taught many little girls around her how to spot a predator. This person is all this person wants is to just rape you and then move on. He's grooming you gradually till he gets you to that point where he will do what he wants and then he will walk away. She didn't see it as something great that she was doing. She didn't see it as anything. But that incident helped her learn that learn that she was doing and teaching others and helping others that were coming after her. So you want to focus on what went wrong, what didn't work right. Okay, I expected to have seen this, but I didn't see it. This was what I saw. Why? What went wrong? Why did it happen? So instead of blaming you, blaming others, and saying, why me? And my response to why me most times is, why not you? Who should it have been? Your neighbor? Your sister? Your brother? Why not you? So, why did it happen to me? What is this trying to teach me? What can I learn from it? What is it birthing in me? What is it birthing in me? The moment we are able to begin to ask empowering questions, we are empowered to change the lens through which we are viewing it from. You are able to change the lens through which you are viewing it from. So ask empowering questions and not questions that leaves you stuck. If I maybe should, would have, I would have, I could have, I should have. It keeps you stuck. But you want to make progress so that it doesn't hold you bound. Oh, show me what this is teaching me. Help me to see what this is teaching me so that I can learn to live life fully the way I'm meant to live it. Then, what does mistakes teach us? It teaches us to build resilience. It teaches us to build resilience. It goes beyond making the mistake. So it is not just about, oh, so that you don't make a mistake the next time. No, mistakes are part of life. But what it helps us do is that you find out how to continue and how to make better choices or decisions later in life. It is you to focus on how to respond. How do I respond to these mistakes? Or when a mistake happens, how do I respond? How do I respond to a mistake? Don't criticize yourself so much. Don't be that voice that is holding you bound. Don't hold yourself bound that you are not making any progress at all. You remain stuck, focusing on the mistake you made. Oh, if I had known, I should have done this. Oh, I should have done that. And you go on and on for years. You're still focusing on the mistake. If I could go back in time, you go back in time and take away all the jagged edges of your mosaic painting, then you've lost your essence. You've lost the essence of what makes you you. So that mistake that is holding you bound, that was painful, shameful, that you regret so much, it has made you this you that you are. So you want to practice self-compassion, meaning you have to forgive you first for that mistake. Forgive you, forgive whoever, all the parties that are involved in that mistake that you made. It is time to let go. How do we let go? Assume you are your friend, or it is your friend that went through that. What would you say to your friend that has refused to move on or that still regrets the mistake in quotes that the friend made? What would you say to that friend? How would you help your friend move on? That is what you want to say to you. So say those things to yourself. Practice self compassion. You wouldn't say to your friend, how dumb could you be? With your eyes wide open, you made such a mistake. We wouldn't be saying that to a friend, right? A friend that we can see that is already down. So you will speak kind words to your friend. So now speak those same kind words to you and then adopt a growth mindset. It is here to make you grow. It is here to make you stronger. It is here to make you blossom. So find out, what is this teaching me? What is this building in me? And then you begin to reflect. Reflect on it. Reflect on what it is that it is teaching you, that it is birthing in you. reflect on it, and make progress in your life. Now, for you to be able to move forward, we always say to go further in life, you want to go back. You want to go back and take lessons rather from the past. What's the past teaching me? What's the past showing me? You want to go back in time to pull back some lessons because we are running on a program. We are running on programs, we are running on patterns. If we do not change it, guess what? We will be making the same errors. So you do not like it. You don't like this decision and where it landed you. Okay, what can we do so that this does not repeat itself again? What can we do so that we can make better choices in future? So we're going to be making use of hindsight, meaning learning from our past. We're going to be making use of insight, looking at the patterns that we're running on now so that we can make better decisions for the future, foresight. And then we take direction from there and then we move on. So we're using all the kind of sites that we can find. So your hindsight, your insight, your foresight, you make use of them all, learn from it, and then you are able to make better choices and you take direction from there. So, how do we learn if there is nothing to learn from? How do we make better choices if there are no lessons for us to learn from? And where do these lessons come from? From the past. The lessons come from the past. So we take the lessons that we have learned from the past. We make use of it. We will focus. Are we making the same mistake now? Are we living in that same error now? Oh, when it happened to me years back, oh, it was difficult for me to move on. I beat myself and I kept blaming myself and I kept doing that. Are you doing the same thing now? Yes. If yes, then you know where it is going to end because you have taken cue from the past. So learn from what have happened, learn from previous events, and then you move on. That is the only way that we can build a better tomorrow, changing the lenses through which we view mistakes from. So apply the lessons to your future decisions. The lessons we learn from our mistakes should serve as a guide for the future. Then embrace your journey. Embrace your journey. It is not perfect, just like the mosaic painting with all the jagged edges and some dark spots. It's not perfect. No one's life is perfect. Guess what? Even people that look as if they've got it all put together, everything figured out, their life ain't perfect too. Nobody's life is perfect. Everyone is on their own journey. And life is dealing with them, is giving them, different things to them each day. So embrace it. It is not a destination, it is a journey. It is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you meet a bump today, doesn't mean that we should give up at that bump. No, you learn how to navigate that bump so that when you meet it again, you are yet navigating with a lot of insight now because you have learned from it. So no going back in time. Oh, I regret that this happened. I wish I could go back in time and change it. No, it made you, this perfect piece of art that you are. So embrace you, love you. And people say with all your flaws and with all your excesses, whatever it is, love you and everything that makes you you. Every single thing, your decisions makes you you. The emotions you feel makes you you. Embrace you. Embrace your journey with all its ups and downs. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. That's what matters. Not the successes or the failures that we encounter, but instead the courage to continue. So you want to ensure that you are continuing at every point in time. I'd like to end this with this exercise. I want to leave you with this exercise. So it's something you want to do later, or you even do it now. There would have been an incidents while you've been going through this that you regret, that you term as a mistake? Oh, how I wish I didn't make this mistake, or how I wish, we just keep. Are there any regrets? Any regrets? Are there any pains? Are there any shames? Whatever it is, who do you blame for this mistake? Who have we decided that this is who we are going to blame for this mistake that we have made? It's time for you to forgive and let go. It might be difficult. You might want to seek help. Seek help for someone who could take you through a forgiveness therapy, somebody who could help you go through the pain and the trauma or whatever it is that it might have cost you. For those that the mistakes are very grievous, you want to grievous in quotes because a mistake is a mistake. We're the ones that target good or bad. We're the ones also that target grievous or less grievous. We're the ones just giving tags and names to things. Yeah. But I want you to forgive and let go. If that particular point is difficult, please reach out for help. Reach out to someone that can help you go through it. What can you learn from it? Are there any lessons you are taking away from it? Any lessons at all? And then you want these lessons to be positive that will lead to growth. Okay? So it should not be that, oh, never in my life will I ever interact with anybody again. I'm going to be a solo life lever. Can we live life solo? Can we live life by ourselves? God didn't make us to be that way, to do life all alone. So you want to make the lessons that you're learning as positive and as empowering as possible. Then how can you apply those lessons to the future you? How do you apply it to the future you? You want to remember that every mistake is an opportunity to grow. And if you would like further support, I want you to feel free to reach out. Reach out. There's always someone who is willing to support you on this life journey. Well, I'm here for one, but then any other person around you, a family member, anybody at all, that is willing to assist you on life's journey. So every mistake is an opportunity to grow. Always remember that. Never forget that. So on life's journey, change the lessons through which you are viewing mistakes from. Change the lenses. No going back in time, because when you go back in time, you are removing everything that makes you you. You are exactly where you need to be. You are right where you need to be. Even if sometimes you feel that I'm here because of the mistakes that I made, guess what? You were meant to make those mistakes. Let me bust your bubble right now. Yes, you were meant to make those mistakes. Case in point is Joseph. That story just came to mind right now. Can you imagine that if his brothers didn't sell him off, how on earth would he have become a politician in a land that is not his own? How? What would have taken him all the way there? What else? But it was necessary that he was sold out. When he was, it was not a funny incident. I mean, his father mourned him. His father mourned his death. And I don't know how long for, but he really did. He went all out mourning this son. But it was necessary that he was sold out at that point, because that was the only road that he would have gone to find himself with great minds. In the palace. What? Prime Minister? Are you a joker? How else would he have gotten there? So Steve Jobs says we can only connect the dots backwards. It's only when we have moved a step ahead, then we can look back and say, oh, I now know why this had to happen. That client of mine, now she says it boldly. It's no more a thing of shame for her. It's no more a thing of pain for her. Because now she has seen that she has grown. She's helping the people around her. She had a child from that incident, a child that she loves and cherishes so much. So, no, now she can look back and say, oh, this had to happen for the sake of these ones that I am meeting now and that I'm doing life with. So you might not be able to see it now, but for every step we take forward, we begin to see clearer. For every step we take, we see clearer where we are at. So the aim is to keep moving. Do not stop, but keep moving and keep making progress as you move on life's journey. But if we do not make progress, what we are going through will hold us bound. It holds us bound, and then all we are seeing is the mistake. All we are seeing is the mistake. But you take a step forward, things become clearer, and you can look back and say, oh, now I know why this had to happen, to birth this in me for such a time as this. So we have a question. So, what if a person is finding it very hard to let go of the past? What if he does not know he needs help? How can he get the help that is necessary? There are sometimes we're in that position, right? We don't know that we're stuck, but then some things will happen that will make you say to yourself that I'm not even moving forward, I'm not making progress. Because of this thing that happened, I'm not making progress, I'm not making. When you begin to say something like that, then you need help. You need help. When you are constantly recounting a certain event and then it is bringing pain, bringing regret, serious regret, and then you are blaming, you are in blame mode. That is a stuck mode. That is a mode for stagnation. You are stagnant, very stagnant. You're not moving forward. The moment you keep on blaming, you're not making any progress. So you find out that you are just remaining in a particular spot. So if you are encountering that, then you need help. You need help to let go. You need help to move forward. You know that thing that we feel like if we let go is as if we are letting go of something great. So we want to hold on to it. Say, I will show you, Pepe. I will hold on to this thing you have done to me. The person has moved on. Oh. The person is living their life. Oh. We are the ones now that have decided that we want to be stagnant. We are the ones that have decided that we are never moving forward in this life. I will hold on to it. You know, I read somewhere that they said it's like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. And that spoke volumes because that's what unforgiveness actually is. We are there here grieving and holding on to it with our full chest. And to us, our brain is deceiving us, making us feel as if we are doing something. I will never forgive you. And it makes us feel as if, yes, we're doing something great. No, the person has moved on. The person is living life and living life to the fullest. We are the ones that have decided that we're not going to move forward. So it is necessary that we let go for us. It's not even for that person. Let go for you because you are stuck. You are stuck in 1993 when that person did whatever it was that they did to you. We are in 2024. Oh. But some of us are still stuck in, when I was a child, my father, when I was a child, my mother, oh, my brother, my boss, the first boss I had. This is years ago. The world has moved. Move with it. So we remain stuck when we refuse to let go. So the way to know that you are stuck in the past is when you remember that incident and it comes with a lot of venom. It comes a lot of regret, it comes with a lot of hate, it comes with a lot of pain, comes with a lot of there's something there. Something is there that is speaking to you constantly. Something is there that is speaking to you. So you need to let go so that you can begin to live your own best life. Live your life to the fullest. Okay? If not, you've given your life to that person or that thing or that organization, and they are the ones ruling your life. They are the ones, we call it driving your red car. They're the ones driving your life. So you want to let go and take charge of the car of your life and drive it the way you know you should. If there be no more questions on that note, we're going to be rounding up so that those that are going to be catching the replay can be able to watch it all to the end. So thank you very much, everyone that joined. Remember to like this video. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you've not subscribed already. Join us on YouTube, and you can join our parenting community. We have a parenting community. You can send me a message on IG, and I will send you the link to join the community. But you can join me, follow me on Instagram on Unwaduto Chat, and even here on Unwaduto Chat. So, on that note, if you came late, hey, I can see someone that I know. Thanks a lot for joining, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, on that note, this brings us to the end. If you joined late, please do catch up the replay so that you can live your best life. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.